Japan was once the land of permanent employment, jobs for life. Not now. IT worker Hiroaki Akao has been looking for the past 6 months, but no one's hiring. 5 years ago, says Akao, it was easy to move around. Not now, though. Companies aren't recruiting because their sales are weak, he says. Japan's unemployment rate may not seem bad by Western standards, at 5.2%, just a little more than half the US, but that masks a dangerous divide.
Maybe 20 million of Japan's 65 million workers are working on insecure, low-paid jobs with minimum benefits.
This is Japan's new normal. The industrial powerhouses that once virtually guaranteed jobs now look for temporary, easy-to-fire workers because there's less confidence in the future. And that stops people spending, which in turn triggers falling prices in the shops, and that then eats into corporate profits. A vicious cycle, a deflationary spiral that now grips Japan. Stimulus packages appear to make little difference in the long run. Some experts believe that Japan, which has still not recovered from the bursting of the bubble in the late 1980s, is facing another recession.
I think that there is certainly a risk here of a double-dip recession. And, we haven't really seen any signs or prospects that Japan is going to rebound. It's been stagnant for 2 decades. It's really hard to see the sources of growth.
That's a view shared by business leaders across the board. Soichiro Minami runs a job recruitment website with more than 38,000 job seekers on his books.
The status quo isn't going to get us anywhere. We need some drastic measures to change or reform this country. There's not much growth left in this country, but there's definitely a lot of growth outside of Japan, especially in the Asian region.
In 1989, Japan's red-hot economy was showing all the signs of a bubble. In the middle of that year, that bubble burst. It led to the so-called lost decade of economic growth. In fact, it's been 2 lost decades. 21 years later, the stock market is still more than 75% below its 1989 high, and property prices are 40% below their high. And if the investor reaction to this week's latest round of stimulus measures is anything to go by, there's a chance that Japan may be facing a 3rd lost decade. Andrew Stevens, CNN, Hong Kong.